Hello, everyone. My name is Wadi Rodriguez, Crypto Hunter, and tonight we are doing an AMA with Pando Project. So let me introduce you guys to John Crispala. Hi, John. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Wadi?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for stopping by. So John, tell me a bit about yourself.
Um, my background is in financial services, so I've been a financial strategist for the last 20 years, and I love what I do. I love teaching, educating, and alongside with that, I'm one of those serial entrepreneurs that loves to dabble in many different things. So I also invest in real estate, and I'm also very active trading in crypto. And um, so yeah, I just been kind of running along with that. I stumbled into this particular project by a good colleague of mine. She's a business consultant out in Korea, and so she approached me and asking for some help because she's got this blockchain project that is way too big for her plate, and she needed some assistance as far as expanding this thing out to the Philippines. And I'm U.S. based, but I'm 100% Filipino, and I've, I'm pretty well connected over there as well. And so I told her, why not? Let's I'm in crypto anyways, and you coming asking me to do something with you, it's a privilege to to have that. And so yeah, the more I dove into it, the more attractive I became towards the project, and I was just amazed with what's going on. And these guys are well equipped, and they have no debt whatsoever, and everything was basically funded out of their pocket, and they have all the utilities already in place. And so yeah, without jumping the gun too far out, that's a little bit about myself and where I came from. And so, long story short, I am currently my position here with the Panda Project. I'm the director of business development for the Philippine market, and so yeah, that's that.
Well, as far as you saying, it's a privilege for you to be here. Actually, it's a privilege that you accepted my offer, and I'm very grateful for that. Um,
Of course.
so one of the question is, how long have they been working on this project?
All right. So the project just launched, just not even a little over a month, right? So we kind of did like a soft launch. We're currently on the L Bank exchange, and so we didn't even go through DeFi. We went straight to an exchange, and but the project had started out back in 2018, and they had this vision of being able to refine the quality of video streaming, and they kind of wanted to revolutionize that. And so they started building from behind the scenes, and they've been working at it for the last 2.5 years or so. And so now we're just coming out of the woodwork, and so we just launched about a month and a half ago. And so we're just we've been gaining some good tractions. We haven't really hit hardcore marketing on the massive scale, so we've just been kind of doing it naturally for the moment, and just waiting for that go signal for me to go out there and show the world what we got. But we're pretty well established in the eastern side of the world, and not so much in the United States yet. And so I'm just kind of waiting for that go signal, and as soon as get the green light, I'm gonna hit it real hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is exactly the Panda project?
So what we are is we are a streaming platform, and in a decentralized platform inside the blockchain. And so one of the major problems right now that we are experiencing when it comes to the world of streaming is the way that's being delivered is usually through a CDN server. And oftentimes, what happens if there is such high traffic, it creates a bottleneck. And that's where a lot of the lagging and the buffering takes place. And so, as a solution, we came out with a technology which we call the Rametron. And the Ramatron is an application that you can download, and you can actually turn your PC into a physical node, and that node acts as a relayer of data. And so inside the blockchain, you know how it works, how it's peer to peer. And so that would actually relieve a lot of the pressure that you would experience, through a CDN server, and be able to, deliver a seamless and high quality stream. Um, you know, it being in the decentralized platform, it redirects a lot of that money going in, because they in most companies they spend billions of dollars maintaining these servers and also the facilities on its own. And so that you can actually redirect some of those spending, and it gives power and profit back into the community. And one of the aspects of the technology that each Ramatron node is going to be owned by the community. So it is a community powered technology, and which is one of our slogans, by the way, technology powered by the community.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Miss NFT Queen, by the way, hi everybody. Hi, Steve. That guy and Miss NFT Queen.
Mhm.
She asked, do you already have this streaming service available outside of the United States?
No, but that's a great question. One of the applications, so we've got, I'll share with you guys that we've got about 5 applications that's already in the pipeline. And the first application is actually scheduled to be released this month. And so what had happened was we've been doing a lot of beta testing, and of course through the beta testers we have entertained each of their feedbacks, and we have actually implemented a lot of their suggestions. So we were going to release it, but then we ended up doing a major remodel of the UI functions and stuff like that, just to accommodate our beta testers, because we value their feedback, and so we just wanted to make the adjustments accordingly.
All right,
Mhm.
interesting.
Mhm. But just to name a few, as far as utility goes, we we already have a blockchain. You can find that through our website, pandaproject.org. And we've got our own blockchain explorer. The Ramatron alone itself is already a major utility. And, some people, they like to compare us to something similar. Like, I don't know too much about helium, but I've heard what, it's, I guess, something, you know, uh, of a physical product that you have to buy for like $500 or something, and you can like mint their coins or whatnot. But for us, it's just an application that you can download, and the application itself, it just runs in the background, and it's only designed to take the bandwidth that you are sharing, that's allocated by you. And so it doesn't even touch your files or your data or anything of that sort. So it's only meant to take the resources that you are sharing, and nor does it even compromise the security of your PC. And so it just runs quietly in the background, and you can turn it on. A lot of our investors, they just leave it on 24/7, or they can just turn it on when they get home from work, and because all you really need is 40 hours in the network. And we are only setting out 1 million of these units, these nodes, globally. And that's because of the fact that you know you don't really need a whole lot. So we think that 1 million is adequate enough to to balance everything out in terms of the deliverance of data. And so once the cap has been reached, I mean, that's pretty much it. So it kind of presents a limited time opportunity. um, but currently, to date, we have roughly about 170,000 Ramatron units that have been acquired. And so, yeah, I mean, there's still ways to go, but there's still plenty of room left for everyone to take a piece of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I want to ask you one question, but before that, let me ask you, Miss NFT again. She said, "How would the streamer earn revenues through the platform?"
This okay. I have some visuals on that. If I may share my screen.
Sure. Hold on.
Okay.
Uh, Are you able to share it or?
I am. I see it right now and sharing. Is it there? Nope.
Yeah.
Or it
Go
is? Is it there?
ahead. Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
Perfect. All right. So let me. I guess where do I start here? So in concept, right? The Ramatron powers up the platform, and the only way for high quality stream to be delivered for the end user is, of course, to have a solid foundation. Having these units out there, right? And that's where the community comes from. And so the platform is basically, we have a lineup of these decentralized applications, and one is about to be released. And so that application is called Pandajo. And what Pandajo is, it is, let me just pull it up here.
Okay.
So what it is a interactive platform that serves everyone who wants to live stream, upload videos, or even just watch videos. So think of it as YouTube, with combined with Facebook and Twitch with a little bit more bells and whistles. Okay, because here's a little bit of an example of the web version and the app version. And with this, anybody can go live. And normally for a live streamer, you have to get like a third party OBS system, which you have to make an investment in. And so what we have done is we have integrated that into the application. And so literally with just one push of a button, you can go live. Um,
Okay.
you're a YouTuber yourself, Wadi. You know, you can actually keep most of your profits. And normally once you're monetized, you engage in contract with YouTube. And of course, typically they carve out anywhere from 30 to 50% of what a content creator would generate. And
Correct.
so with our platform, you can keep most of what you would create. And not to say that to ditch YouTube down the curve, right? But rather, instead of having one workhorse working for you, you can have two, because you're already making the content. And so why not upload the same content that you're already uploading on the other platform, and then have it on this one and garner a following on this channel as well. And at the same time, where they would carve out more on this one, you can keep more on this one. So you can have multiple streams, right?
All
Which
right.
brings into the next concept of things is, you have 12 different revenue models that you can actually take advantage of with this application itself, because it has like you can earn from like merchandise paradise. A lot of YouTubers, they have they sell their merch, right? Like from t-shirts to hoodies, hats, shoes, jewelry. I mean, whatever you can think of, right? You have that, on the application as well. But this will be all, powered from our native token, which is the PTX. And so that, alone creates a demand for our native token. You got in-house purchases, predictions, badges, marketplace, sponsorships, tournaments, advertisements, VIP status, donations, and much more. And so this is just with that application alone. So just imagine once we release the rest of our applications, they too may also have different revenue models that you can capitalize in. And so, I mean, I would dive in deeper with the rest of the apps that we have in line, but we'll be talking all night. And so, I just want to highlight this one because this is the one that's going to be released very, very soon. And
Okay.
so, yeah, so this is the one that's highly anticipated. And so, yeah, I mean, the main thing is being able to change the quality of stream. And so, even though that we have our own applications, we're also partnering out with other blockchain projects and helping them solve the issue of lag. And so, yeah, I wish I could share with you guys what we're working on, but I wouldn't want legal jumping behind my back. So I have to be
Yeah,
careful with
no, no, it's all
what I
right.
say. Right.
I understand. Miss NFT again, she's known to have very interesting questions.
Mhm.
How do you plan to convince people to migrate over your platform? The DeFi space is still relatively small. How will you market to lower in investors outside of crypto?
We already are engaging with a lot of businesses because of what we're doing. Because the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to run an esports tournament, and of course, where I come from in the Philippines, it's basically the number one gaming capital of the world. There's a bunch of gamers there, a lot of gamers in Asia in particular. And so once we are launched and once everything has been stabilized, we're going to be running an esports tournament, and we're going to be engaging with roughly about 100,000 gamers, for this particular event. And so that's going to be hosted in Panajo. And
Okay.
so as far as that goes, there's going to be some advertisers because we're running this just like a business, right? And the token just powers things up. And so, as far as attracting businesses, that's kind of part of our phase because, like I said, right, the most important part is the foundation. The foundation is the Ramatron because that powers the platform, and then we will slowly release our applications one by one. And with content creators and users jumping on the application, of course, it will attract more advertisers. And so we kind of have this ecosystem going, and of course, whenever there's commerce that's taking place within the ecosystem, they have to utilize our native token, which is the PTX. And so that kind of creates the demand for the whole thing. Um,
Okay.
so yeah.
Now, um, let me just make sure before asking this question to make sure that I also got it right. So, Pandojo is actually supposed to be like another StreamYard, or is actually supposed to be like a straight competitor with YouTube?
I wouldn't really say so much of a competitor, but it brings a unique experience. And I mean, you did kind of bring up the Streamyard, but think of it as a stream app that creates an easier use for the user because in Asia, they use it for a lot of entertainment, and oftentimes YouTube they're not available in particular countries. And so
Correct.
there are a lot of versions or different similar applications that are available, but in particularly with this, we want to be able to attract you know the likes of it, and also like gamers and people that just want to be entertained, but without having so much technicalities involved to where it makes it more complicating for them to use it. And so with the Pandajo app, it's kind of like an all-in-one utility that's built inside within that application. Because another feature that I haven't really shared, with the multi, we have a multi-angled camera feature, right? And
Okay.
similar to what StreamYard could do. And so with this feature, you can have up to 4 stream IDs, which you can utilize as a 4 angled camera. So when you're streaming, if you want to be able to be jumping around on different sides, you're able to do that. Or you can actually share the ID with 4 of your other streamer friends, and you guys can go on live together. So that's also built in the application as well.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
so
Okay.
it's yeah. So like I said, it's not meant to be like a direct competitor, but it's just bringing in a unique experience in the space.
Bas- Yeah, basically is
Mhm.
a easier utility.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
So her
Um,
next question is, will you be offering any special incentive to streamers with high following already established on another platform?
Absolutely, right? And that's like part of what I mentioned earlier is, for content creators, you can keep most, if not all, of your profits, because number one, right, you are going to be earning in PTX, our native token, and also most likely you will also be a node holder. And so not only you're earning from that aspect, but you also, as a content creator or streamer, you're also earning another level of earning potential. And so between those two alone, and even once you start garnering a major following, or just expanding your following into our space, you have the avenue of like your merchandises and stuff like that, and even having advertisements. And so, like with YouTube, for example, right? When an ad comes on, what's the first thing that you do? You wait for that skip button to light up, and then you hit skip. And so think about this concept. If we have an advertisement, how about we pay you to watch that advertisement, right? And
Okay.
so that's something that you would be incentivized for, just for viewing our ads. Um, just a little bit of unique things here and there, but yeah, just kind of give you a general concept of our functions.
All right. Somebody has but rule his yam. I hope I'm saying it correctly. When will it be released?
The app will be released this month, and let's just say it's probably within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, more or less, what else do you think like you need to, or that you are allowed to speak about the project?
I mean, I've kind of talked about most of. I mean, we've talked about the advertising space.
Correct.
Where that's what we're building it up to. Um, the merchandise store that our content creators and users will be able to utilize. One thing that yeah, so I touched on this a little bit, right? So everything is powered by our native token, and especially when we host our esports tournament, right? If you're a gamer and you want to participate, you're gonna be registering with our native token, the PTX. If you're an advertiser, you can't just drop money like here's our ad and give cash. You're gonna have to go through the exchange and buy our native token and place your ads with our PTX. And
Okay.
so it that alone, right, creates a lot of utilization of our token, and that's how we're able to have the controlled circulation and controlled supply, because you can't just have a major whale that comes in and just freaking gobbles up all of our circulation from the exchange. And so with the utilization and all of the utilities that's in place, with the ecosystem, it keeps it from within. And so if it's staying within the ecosystem, then what does that do, right? It keeps it off of circulation. And if it's off of circulation, what does that do? It creates a high demand, so it raises the price of the token, because there's only about 1.5 billion of the total circulation. And so it creates a high demand and volatility resistant. And you can take a look at our charts, and
Okay.
it's not highly volatile. And so it's just been going sideways, for the last month after we had launched. And so it's looking to be very stable, and we haven't even really released our applications yet, but yet, our Ramatron node holders right now are earning passive income. And I haven't really touched on that point yet, and I guess we can jump into that right now, because that's one of the most attractive points of why, giving more reasons of why people, should invest, right?
All right.
So I guess we can touch into the passive earning portion of it, because we've talked a lot about the streaming aspect. And so the first thing that you would want to do first is download your Ramatron application, and you can just go on pandaproject.org and click on Get Now. You can just go ahead and download the app, and you would have to also create your Panda wallet. That's right, we've got a wallet, a working wallet, nothing fancy, but it's a functioning wallet, which is another utility. Then you would buy your PTX and you would activate your Ramatron. So the way the Ramatron is activated by staking, and so I'll dive into that one in a second. So yeah, we're available in L Bank, and of course the pairing is in USDT. And so a lot of us here in the US, you can just easily transfer your USDT in many different ways. And once you have acquired it, you would withdraw your PTX and you would shoot it to your Panda wallet. And then from your Panda wallet, you would activate your Ramatron by staking it. Okay. And so the minimum amount to activate your Ramatron is 250 PTX. And 250 PTX right now, with the current price action between 13 and 15 cents, that's roughly about 30 USD just to activate. And you can acquire as many Ramatron units as you would like, right? They come in 250 per Ramatron,
Okay.
250 PTX. So, we've got investors that they would invest into like one at the least. We have a lot that would do 100 at a time. Some do 1,000. Whatever is fitting for your set of circumstance, right? Of course, you invest what you are able to invest, and so you can acquire. One thing I want to point out is you can invest in as many Ramatrons as you want, and you can stake them in one PC. Okay, and I'll explain to you the difference with that. And so if you do like 10, you can do 10 units in one PC, and you can stake it and activate it. Okay. So let's talk about the node earning. So I've talked about.
Before we jump into that, is there a limit to how many Ramatrons can run worldwide?
um Run worldwide. Well, the cap is 1 million, right? And
Okay.
currently we have roughly about 170 that have been taken up. And so so we've still got ways to go.
All right.
Yeah. So there's a couple of ways you can approach this. Okay, and there's really no right or wrong answer. So option number one is our proof of stake. And when it comes to staking, there's two options. So first one is simple staking. And with simple staking, you will actually earn 100% APY on the amount that you stake. And the way this is broken down, it's broken down into weekly payments. So you'll get your rewards every single week at the rate of 2.5% on the amount that is staked. So let me visualize that for you guys. Okay. And so one Ramatron is 250 PTX. And you will have to simulate a 100% score for that week. And having a 100% score is basically 40 hours up in the network, because we've talked about a million nodes out there, right? On the platform, sharing resources, but we understand that not every single node is going to be on 100% of the time, right? So Like you could be on over here, but then this person here would be off at the other end of the world or city or wherever, your neighbor, and then vice versa. And so, as you know, within that 1 million, at least with everybody off and on, it would still be a balance of how the load is being distributed. But as far as the rewards go, all you really need is 40 hours. And so the way this would work is you go on the network for 1 week. With I'm just sharing, I'm just giving you the example of one Ramatron, right? 250 PTX. So you go up in the network for 1 week, and you share your 40 hours. At the end of the week, you're gonna get rewarded 2.5% on your 250, which is 6.25 PTX. So if you do that for, in 1 month, that's going to be a total of 25 PTX. In 6 months, that's going to be 150 PTX. And within 1 year, that's going to be 300 PTX. So if the value of the PTX per se, and in this hypothetical example, I'm just going to give it a value of 20 cents, with no price movement for the whole entire year, just for the simplicity of the math. Okay. And so based on 20 cents, 250 PTX is 56 USD. And so at the end of the year with 300 PTX, that's going to be 60 USD. So you started out with 56, and then the interest that you've earned based on the value is $60. So that's a little over 100% APY, because if you add your 56 plus the 60, but I think you guys get the point, right? 100% APY. If you were to invest at a larger amount, what would that look like? With 50,000, that would be roughly about 53,000 USD. With 100,000, that's going to be roughly about 107,000. And so, of course, this is not guaranteed, right? The tokens, as far as the reward goes, if you're following the example, you put up your time on the network, you're going to get reward your tokens. But
Right.
the price action could either move up or move down. That will determine the US dollar value of it at the time when you, or if you were to withdraw. So with the simple staking format, you're getting your rewards each week, right? So this is passive income, and you can either exchange that into fiat, or you can exchange that for another token. And so it's totally up to you. Now the other option is you can do what we call compound staking. And with compound staking, what that is, it's basically the exact same concept, where you would go up in the network on your first week, and at the end of your first week, you would be rewarded 6.25 PTX at the end of the first week. But rather than, my computer is acting up here. But rather than cashing this out, what you would do is you would restake that. And so you started out with 250, and then when you start your second week, it's going to be 256.25. Then you go up in the network for another 40 hours, and at the end of your second week, instead of 6.25 PTX, you're going to earn 6.4 PTX. So if you continue with this example throughout the whole entire year, what does that look like? Okay, at the end of the year, you're going to end up with 903 PTX. And again, just for the simplicity of math, at the 20 cents value, that would be about 180 USD. And that's roughly about 300% APY. So you started out with $50, and then you're ending up with 180. So you basically, tripled your earnings at that point. And of course, if you were to invest in a larger amount, you guys could pretty much figure out the math. So I'm not going to bore you with the numbers, but the numbers are supporting it there. And so you're not really doing much when you're doing this, right? Because it's the way we've come up with this concept, where we kind of gave it a nickname. Everybody likes to play video games, and they want to do like play to earn. Well, we call this T to E, right? Turn on to earn, because you just turn on your machine and you just let the earnings flow, right? And
Yeah.
right. So that's proof of stake. Proof of network is basically you just go up in the network for 40 hours, because it logs into the blockchain and it shows that you've been up there for the amount of time. and you'll get compensated. So as long as you're up in there for 40 hours per week, you're going to get your rewards. Now, where it gets really interesting is this. We also have proof of engagement. And the way proof of engagement works is when your node is actually delivering work, you are engaging in work, you're going to get compensated for it. And so to give you an example, just to make it, make it easy on everybody, if your next door neighbor was streaming a movie and it happens to be your node that's actually delivering that stream, you're going to earn at the rate of 0.1875 PTX per
Oh,
60 seconds. Were you gonna say something? Or
no, I'm
okay.
just saying, wow.
And
So
so
basically, if my node um picks up the signal of my neighbor streaming, I get paid just for that. In other words,
if your node is delivering the stream,
yeah,
you're going to earn at the
yeah,
rate of 0.1875 PTX. And so to put things in perspective, if the stream for the whole day is 5 hours, right? 5 hours of streaming at the rate of 20 cents per PTX, that's going to be 33. That's about $34 that you're going to earn just for delivering that stream. Okay.
okay,
If your neighbor was binging on like Game of Thrones and they're watching like the whole entire 8 or 9 season, that's 24 hours worth of streaming. So at 24 hours, that's roughly about $162 you're going to earn for that day. And that goes on top of your staking rewards, right? Your compound stake or your simple stake, it goes right above that. And
yeah,
so now this is where I would explain the difference between investing in multiple Ramatron units and staking them in one PC versus now considering staking them in multiple PC units, right? Because the way I view this is I view this just like real estate, because to me this is digital property, and it's really no different than your cell phone relying on the cell phone tower, because you need the cell phone tower for your phone to ping to it to get your signal. So it's more of a question of how many of these cell phone towers do you want to own, right? And
all right,
so that's why I say these are digital properties. And so if you have the luxury of owning multiple PCs, you can stake them in two PCs, right? And so let's say an example of 100 Ramatron nodes, you do 50 here and then you do 50 here. You're going to earn the same on the stake rewards because the numbers are still the same. But where the difference comes is you will now have two workhorses working for you because you will have the proof of engagement. So the other PC would have an opportunity to engage in work as well. And so you can literally strategically place your other node in the high traffic area per se, and give it an opportunity to deliver work. So that would be one example of that. And so we have a lot of investors, in Asia where they literally have farms of these, and so you can have fun with how you want to design your passive income stream flow, but that is an option. So like I said, there's no right or wrong. If you only have one PC, then you can get a bunch and just stake them there. But you can always expand out as you want. Um, I will drop something in there that we are coming out with something that's going to take that to the next level that I can't really announce, but I just want to let you guys know that we got something
ah,
else in the
come
works.
on. That's like saying, I got a little secret I want to tell you, but hold on, not yet.
Well, I just let's just say that we've got a lot working in the background, and so this is not one of those that's fly by night. We're not like one of those meme tokens. I mean, we're legitimately, we're all docs, by the way. So if you look at our white paper, we don't have an
Yeah.
avatar next to our name. We got freaking real people. We've got a real team, and so that's one thing that I'm very proud of as far as this project goes. And but yeah, but we're constantly evolving, and there's we still have a lot of work to do. You know, we're still young. I mean, although that we've been established and we've been working behind the scenes, and we're just now really getting warmed up, we've still got a lot of work to do. But at the same time, we've been garnering a community, and our community is very supportive of what we do, and we just can't wait to continue to expand some more. And you'll be hearing more of us too down the line. So watch out.
No, no, I actually, I can say for myself, I like the fact that you guys already have utility. For
Mhm.
example, your own blockchain, your wallet, you guys got the Ramatron already working on the app, which is going to be very useful for a lot of people,
Mhm.
in my opinion. So, yeah, you guys seem to have everything pretty much down pat, what you need to get your project going.
Right.
Now, my biggest question is, what's going on with marketing? Like,
Um.
usually I know projects like these, they're all over the place.
Mhm.
You just turn around, boom, you see the project. And I want to know more or less, what are you guys planning to do about that?
Mhm. Well, like I said, I'm just waiting for the green light. Our CEO has different plans right now. We've got a lot of movement in the Asia side of things because we're based in Singapore, and we've got a heavy community in Thailand and across that region, and also working up across India as well. And so, as far as that aspect goes, we've got that area covered, and we're still working to tweak it out a little bit more, and then eventually we'll start working our way down to this side of the world. And so, like I said, I'm just waiting for that green light, and as soon as that light turns on, you'll I'll be jumping on more of these, with the influencers over here.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, well, there is a couple of influencers that, I will vouch for you guys
Hmm.
if needed. And because I really do see the pretty much the worth of this project, even
Hmm.
though it's not completely out.
Hmm. No, we're
So,
not. Yeah, you're right about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
uh,
So,
So,
um, you know, um, one thing that I didn't get to share also is we also have a referral reward system, and since like I said, that one of our main goal right now is to you know
sir.
even out the number of Ramatron units out there. And so we are also incentivizing for those who refer to other investors.
Okay.
And yeah, and the way that works is you can, once you download your Ramatron, you can actually create a referral link. And this link would be just shared to your friends. And so when they activate their Ramatron, they would plug in the code, and you will earn 10% of the stake deposit. And
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah, yeah, 10%, right? I mean, I'm in financial services, and you know, you earn anywhere from one to 8%. And even real estate brokers, they only earn 3% per transaction, or six at the
Correct.
most. But with this, 10% of 250, that would be 25 PTX, just to kind of put things in perspective. 10 Ramatron, that's 250. 100 Ramatron staked is 2,500, and 100,000, 1,000 units is 25,000. So,
Wow.
that's as soon as they activate, it shoots straight to your Ramatron, and the rewards will show up right away. And then you can take that and you can restake that and you can compound it. So I just want to throw that out there.
No, that is interesting because it's like, mine of gold, pretty much. You just keep on digging and keep on building.
Right.
So, Now, one question I did forgot to ask you: what are the requirements to run a Ramatron?
The requirements is not that difficult. So um, if you look at a PC that's dated back to like 2012, 2014, you're pretty
Okay.
much good. So in specifics, right? Technically speaking, so you would need two cores, at least 48 gigs of RAM, and 100 gigs of storage space. And the application will be able to read that too if you don't have the proper requirements. And you can use your Windows, Mac, or Linux. And for other investors that are, um, that they don't want to deal with, the actual PC and they want it up in a server, we can go through a cloud server, but that also comes with, service costs.
Yeah.
But for some investors, that works well for them. But you know, if if not, then you can always just download it to your PC and it'd be no problem. Oh.
All right. Now I noticed that it says 100 gig SDD. That's a solid state drive.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, does it have to be a solid state drive, or you
Uh,
can use a regular hard drive?
HDD. Yeah, you can use a regular one too, but it's
Okay.
just yeah, it's more preferred these days with with the SSD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
SSD usually crashes less.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
All right. Um.
All right.
Um.
Now, in your opinion, what do you think people should take advantage? I mean, I see why, but why do you think people need to jump in this project and take advantage of everything that it has?
Well, for me, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, right? And I'm the kind of guy that likes to create passive income stream, and because my background's in real estate, right? And
Correct.
with this, I could see a lot of similarities on that, but more in the digitalized space, and it delivers that. And you don't have to mortgage it because it's only roughly about $30 per unit. But even though with a small investment like that, you can instantly earn passive income. And at the same time, right, while you're doing that, you're also helping out the the intent of the whole mission of things, which is refining the quality of stream, bringing video streaming into the blockchain. And so that's why I'm excited about the project. And I don't know about you, but I can't speak for you, but this is what we're doing.
I mean, me myself, the first time we spoke about it,
Mhm,
I told you, hey man, just let me know how I can start running a Ramatron,
mhm,
because that's the first thing I saw there.
right.
Joy Sama is asking, what network is the project? I'm guessing what
This
blockchain?
is well, it's the Pando blockchain, and we have taken the Theta protocol, and so but it is our own blockchain.
Okay,
Mhm,
so that works. I hope that answer your question, Joy Sama.
mhm.
Um, I mean, I don't really have any other question unless the audience has anything to ask. I
Yeah,
believe
please, by all
that,
means. Yeah.
huh?
Oh yeah, by all means.
So I don't know. Anybody else got another question that they would like to ask?
Yeah. But I will throw out there that I think I mentioned this already, but we're headquarters in Singapore, and
Yeah.
yeah, and we're currently in 20 different countries. I mean, you can take a Ramatron anywhere in the world, anyways, but we're currently just touching up on the bigger markets, and we're we're continuing to evolve with the ones that we have right now, and then eventually we'll end up expanding some more.
See, what caused my attention about the Ramatron is more or less like mining, just way cheaper.
Right. Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and at the same time, you get to pull out your profit every Sunday, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Okay.
hmm Yeah. Okay. So when you download the app and you turn it on, your rewards usually shows up at the end of the week, right? So sometime, well, let's just say Monday morning, because depending on the time zone that you're in, right? But over here, I'm over here in Seattle. Um, so that's usually around by 9 p.m. on our time, which would be 12 p.m. your time, basically, which is technically Monday. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's the only thing that you do, right? So every week you withdraw, and then after you withdraw, it shoots out to your Panda wallet, and then from there you can either cash it out, or you can restake it back in and let it compound some more. Um, I do want to say though that the minimum restake amount is 25 PTX. So
Okay, and 250 PTX,
mhm.
unless how much would it cost right about now?
Well, it's right now
So,
it's bouncing around between 13 to 15 cents per PTX.
okay,
So yeah, so depend. That's just for one Ramatron, right? So depending on how much, right? I mean, you're earning basically almost, that's roughly about 10% per month. So 2.5% per week. Like I said, if you annualize that, that's 100% APY. Um, but if you compound it, then you can earn up to 300, and also depending on the price action will also determine your annual yield.
okay.
Mhm.
Unless you have something else to share, let me share my screen.
Sure. Let me
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah, and if you guys want to, if you guys want to you know keep an eye on us, you can reach us on our social media handles. I'm mainly active on Telegram and Facebook, but mostly you can get most of the information on Telegram. So Pando Project PH. That's Pando Project PH. So feel welcome to reach out.
Okay, so see the part that you were saying that basically it has been consolidating
hmm
most of the time. Has pretty good volume.
And we're getting ready to. We're going to be launching another exchange. We're coming out with another exchange here pretty soon.
Okay.
So as far as an entry level goes, I think like now is a good time for entry. Um, and then so we've got our application launching this month, and then our new exchange will be coming out, I believe, within this month as well. Um, but yeah, so those are some catalysts to keep in mind. So
Well, you guys have in mind like any top tier exchange or
eventually, because we're not that type of project where you just pump and dump, right? So we're
okay.
the way we designed this project is you would just the exchange is just meant for cashing out what you're earning on your rewards, really, because you're utilizing it for your passive income stream, and of course from doing business within our ecosystem. So that's what makes it unique, and that's why we're not really in the rush on you know doing all the things that most projects would typically do, right? Just to drive the high amount of volume. I mean, we're literally working on scaling because of the utilities that we've got going. and you'll learn soon enough, right? And most people, most investors, they don't really understand that. And also, especially the fact that most you I don't know if you're beginning to notice, right? There's a lot more businesses that are actually beginning to embrace and adapt into migrating into the blockchain platform. And so we're just one of those companies right now that's you know taking advantage of that. And so you know we're not really functioning, and we have zero interest of mirroring how a lot of these meme tokens are coming out for a quick pump and dump. So
Got
we're in it for the long haul. And most
it.
investors that understands you know generating passive income would see that. And so we're not one of those fly by nights, by all means. So I mean, come on now. I mean, we've invested the last 2.5 years, behind the scenes, and we could have been easily funded, right? I mean, because that's how a lot of these new projects come out, right? Because the fact that they don't have any resources, they would have to go out into the market. They go to the exchange so they can get investors to come in, and
Correct.
they would make an investment in their utility so they can they can deliver the promise of what they put together in their white paper. Well, we did the complete opposite. So we're not in debt to anyone, and so we're in total control of what we're doing. And so this is who we are.
So what you guys are trying to create is more organic growth.
Yes,
Yeah,
pretty much.
which I myself appreciate that more than
Mhm.
creating the hype, the pump,
Mhm.
and next thing you know, everybody cashes out.
Right.
I mean, it's a normal thing within
Mhm.
the crypto market, but still,
Mhm.
it is better when you know that
Mhm.
your money is slowly growing,
Mhm.
but is growing.
Right.
So
I mean, come on now. I mean, you and I, we invest in the DeFi space, and it's brutal out there, and
yeah,
people are getting wrecked from left to right. And even I myself, I've gotten wrecked in a couple of these projects. So many rug pulls out there. And so we want to do the complete opposite of that. And so that's why we worked on the utilities first before we even came out. And so I'm very proud of that, and
yeah,
hopefully other investors would appreciate that too.
yeah, because it's like I said earlier, a lot of times some projects they come out when they have a promise that they're gonna come out or that they're thinking of coming out with the
Hmm.
utility.
Right.
So me myself, I rather invest in project that already has the utility at least halfway done or already done.
Hmm.
Because usually, and as I say at times, they get lost in their way. So
Right. So hey, I mean, our story basically, we walked it first, and then now we're beginning to talk. So it's as
exactly,
simple as that.
exactly.
Mhm. So,
Well, my friend, unless you have anything else to add,
no, I mean, that's pretty much it, and I'm very thankful for for inviting me over, and congratulations on your new space. I'm very happy for you, and
thank you, thank you.
you got yourself a supporter.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I mean, like I said, and I told everybody, if it wouldn't be for you and a couple of others, you know, Teddy Ganja himself
Mm.
and Crypto
Teddy's a
Real
good
Nice,
friend of mine too. Yes, good guy.
yeah,
Mhm.
and if you guys wouldn't have gave me that extra push, I probably would have still be sitting here. Should I do it? Should I not? But I really appreciate that.
Right on. I'm here for you, bud.
Thank you, thank you. Likewise.
Mhm.
All right, bro. So if anything, I guess that concludes our AMA for today. Thank you very much.
All right.
Myself personally think this is a great project. Not financial advice, but I myself will invest in it for sure.
Mhm.
Every time I get the chance, I'm gonna try to create a new Ramatron because in the meantime, the market decides to turn around or whatever. This is a good way to make passive
Mhm.
income.
Hey man,
So,
wait till we announce the stuff that we've got working. You would be able to replicate multiple physical Ramatrons, and if you want to expand more on the passive income flow, you would have the ability to do that. So
oh wow.
yeah, so
Well,
watch out.
I cannot wait for that. Literally.
No.
So
Hey, if I may ask, what are you calling your what are you calling your team? The
you
hunters? Are you
know,
guys the hunters? The crypto
it's
hunters?
it's funny, man. I mean, somebody threw out there Waddy's World, but I'm not sure, man.
Hey,
I'm
why not?
not
Right?
gonna,
Welcome to Waddy's world.
yeah, I know. It's gonna make me feel like Elmo. And to top it off, today I'm wearing red. Come on, bro.
Oh, that's funny.
But I don't know. I seriously gotta think of a real good name. I thought about Hunters Elite, probably, but
Mhm.
we'll see. I will have to ask the crowd what they think, what they want to suggest, and yeah.
Right on. Awesome. Well, I'm very much looking forward to your success, and you got
Likewise,
yourself a cheerleader, man. I'm cheering for you.
thank you, brother. Likewise. All right. Well, thank you for everything. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night, and looking forward to future updates about what's going on with the Pando project.
All
All
right, my
right.
friend. You got it.
All right. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye, everyone.